Hello, everybody. Can everybody out there hear me? There we go. All right. We're going to go ahead and get started then. Isn't technology beautiful? Oh, all right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Andy Curtis. I am the Learning and Development Manager here at Transfer Express, and I am thrilled to bring you today's webinar on Are You Ready for Football? Um, yeah, only when technology works, right? Um, I apologize for the late start. We had some audio issues there. My headphones, if you've joined me before, you know sometimes my headphones like to work, sometimes they don't like to work. So I apologize to everybody for my tardiness here. My headphones had an attitude today. Anyway, thank you everybody for attending, and we're gonna jump right into Are You Ready for Football? Ideas and tips to get you and your heat press fired up for football season. We all know that sports are one of the biggest money makers in our industry, the whole imprinted sportswear thing. But sometimes we tend to forget that it's more than just the sports teams, more than just the uniforms. Or maybe you're new to this. Maybe this is your first football season. This is your first school season, and you don't know exactly where to go with it. So hopefully what we're going to do here is give you guys a whole bunch of fun tips and tricks and some ideas on what you can do for football season and where you can go with your business. So I've got a bunch of slides here, so I'm going to cover as much as I can the next hour. If you've never joined me before, then here's the score. I have my helper behind the curtain who's going to keep an eye out on that chat box there. So if you have any questions or anything, please do not hesitate to type your questions and your comments into the chat box. If I see them, I will answer them. Otherwise, my helper behind the curtain, there he is, will go ahead and answer those questions for you. We are recording the webinar, and it will be posted onto our website under the Help and Education section, probably Friday, Monday, something like that. And as always, if you have any other questions after the webinar, you're welcome to give us a call or shoot us an email to info@transferexpress.com. We'd be happy to talk to you. So with that being said, folks, we are going to go ahead and get going. So on today's agenda, we're going to talk about football season. We're going to talk about what the possibilities are. It's not just about the players. There is more going on with football than just the players. We're going to talk about how to do the players on and off the field. We're going to talk about fanware. We're going to talk about all the options that you can do for the people who come to watch the football games. We're going to talk about other opportunities outside of just during football season. And we're going to go over some tools and unique ideas along the way. Hopefully at the end of this, you've got some new concepts and some new things to play with at our website or just in general. So I hope I give you some fun bits of information here over the next 45 minutes to hour. All right, so first and foremost, let's actually talk about football season opportunities. So, all right, who wears football apparel? Now, again, I know the first thought process is, well, okay, obviously the football players do. But remember, it's more than just the football players. And when we are talking about the football team itself, it's still beyond just the players. There, you've got coaches and you've got team staff that also need to be outfitted. Beyond that, you've got fans like grandma, and you've got the mom and dad shirts, the sister shirts. You've got staff, too, keep in mind, things like ticket sales, concessions, ushers, parking attendants. Uh, and, of course, outside of football season, I don't know if your high school is anything like the high school that I went to here in Mentor, Ohio. We always had that powder puff time of year. And, of course, flag football is a fun little thing. You have the intramural sports sometimes, the intramural flag football leagues. We had that at our high school as well. But powder puff and flag football are those two sort of outside season things that are still super popular. And people, of course, need jerseys for them. Now, some schools, of course, pay a little bit more for the whole powder puff and flag football deal than others do. But the point is, it's another opportunity for football imprinted sportswear. So the point that we're making here is that this goes beyond just the players. Making the jerseys for the players, of course, is one of the most important parts of the football season. I mean, without the jerseys, then you don't really have much of a game, huh? But beyond that, there's still other people to think about. There's still other imprinting to be done. especially that fan wear. That's a real big deal. We're going to talk about some of that fan wear and spirit wear as we go here today, but you'll see that there are a lot of opportunities during football season. Now, of course, some of these opportunities are really hinging upon how popular football is in your area. Bear in mind, it is more than just high school football. Also, I use high school football as an example because here in Mentor, high school football is a big deal. Everybody here really loves the high school football. We have a local rivalry, the Mentor Cardinals versus the local Catholic school, the Lake Catholic Cougars. So it's super, super popular out here in the area. But even if high school football isn't necessarily popular where you live, there, of course, are always the recreational leagues, the adult leagues that go out there and play. Sometimes they're affiliated with cities, sometimes they're not. And, of course, you could be in a college town, too. If you're in a college town, if anything like Ohio State, Columbus here in Ohio, you could have some pretty popular football season themes out there in your area, too. So keep in mind, we're talking about more than just high school. Football season can encompass a whole bunch of different things. So either way, think outside the box and get beyond just the players. So what exactly can you print during football season? The possibilities are endless. I'm going to give you a whole bunch of ideas here in the next couple minutes, just a whole bunch of different things you could print on. And like I said, don't stop at the team uniform. There's so much more. There's T-shirts, there's the tailgating apparel, outerwears, banners, there's even stickers and all sorts of other non-apparel related things that we can help you with here at Transfer Express. Where to sell football apparel. Now, obviously, selling football apparel at the schools, be it a college, be it a high school, whatever, that's, of course, one direction you can go. But get outside of that, though. If you have a storefront and football is popular in your area, if you have, like we do here, we have a couple local embroidery and screen print shops. And I guarantee you, if you go by their windows this time of year, you will see the beginnings of the fan wear, the spirit wear for the football season appearing in their shop windows. I promise. I actually just saw such. But in addition to that, so you could sell at your store, you could sell at the school's spirit shop or team shop, again, depending if we're talking high school or college. But then also game day. One of the best ways for you to sell apparel, one of the best ways to get the apparel into people's hands is to actually have a table and a little shop space set up right at the football game. Okay. You'll, of course, have to have permission to print and sell on site. Sometimes that can be a little bit more difficult with the high schools, but I guarantee you, if you do convince them that you could sell on site and you offer to give them a small percentage of every sale that you make, for example, you could give a percentage of every sale to the football boosters or to the cheerleaders or something to that effect. If you offer that, I guarantee you they'll jump on that offer because it's more income for that particular topic. That who doesn't need more income? What football team, what school is going to turn down money for the football team? Now, the infographic off to the side there is a really clever infographic that our marketing team put together just to give you a checklist of stuff, of different items that you could be printing on. We're going to go over all the things on this list in the next couple minutes here. But if you are interested in checking out that infographic, downloading it, maybe using it yourself, do hit our blog. Go to transferexpress.com, go all the way down to the bottom of the screen. You'll find the Transfer Express blog. You can download this infographic right from the blog or from the Transfer Express Facebook page. And a shout out to my marketing department for putting together such a neat infographic. So good job, guys. All right, so let's start talking about the actual apparel items here. So players on the field. Of course, we've got uniforms, but uniforms can fall into two different categories, actually. And again, this is all going to depend on if we're talking about high school football, college football, rec league football, and if it is a rec league, how much money do they have, etc. But generally speaking, uniforms fall into two categories. You've got the game uniform, and you've got the practice uniform. Now, the game uniform, that's a jersey. That's a full-blown jersey and pants at the very least. Usually there's a belt in there, too. Some teams go as far as to do the socks and the cleats and all that kind of stuff. It can be as complicated as you want it to be. But at the very least, the official game uniforms are always going to be the jersey and the pants. Practice uniforms can be a little bit more simple, and again, it's going to depend from city to city or from school to school what the practice uniform consists of. But it's probably a more simple front. There's probably numbers on the back, but not quite so out there as the actual game uniform. Okay. And don't forget to decorate the base layers of the uniform, which is usually the performance wear. For example, the young man in the picture here, the larger picture to the far right of my slide, this is an example of football performance wear. Now, we know that performance wear is a super popular genre of garment out there right now. It's a super popular type of garment. Uh, and decorating performance wear is one of those hot button issues. Some people have tried it and not had a lot of luck. Some people haven't even bothered. They're afraid to. Decorating on performance wear is very easy. When you place your order, just identify that you are pressing onto performance wear, and we'll make sure to get you our Elasti Prints ink formula, which goes on at 275 degrees. Perfect for performance wear application. But the point that I'm making is the performance wear like this is usually the base layers of the uniform, usually worn under the uniform, but it doesn't have to be. This can be practice uniforms. It's really popular right now for different teams and in different sports across the whole sporting field too. But very popular for sports these days to be using the performance wear as the actual practice jersey. And even if they don't use it as a practice jersey, decorating the performance wear gives the players something else to sport, some other kind of team spirit they can be wearing at the gym, they can be wearing at school, that kind of thing. And of course, you've got the names and numbers. You can generally assume that you're going to have names and numbers on just about anything having to do, whether it's the game uniforms or the practice uniforms, that's for sure. What we do here at Transfer Express is we offer you perfect pairing. Like the pictures right smack dab in the middle of my slide, the three pictures with the green shirt there, like the pictures show you, perfect pairing means you literally take your double-digit number and your name, and you just put the pieces of paper up against each other. That's it. That's it. You don't have to bust out the T-square. You don't have to bust out the ruler. You don't have to start getting all technical with your measurements. You literally just put the pieces of paper up against each other and then line them up on the shirt. Very simple, very fast. It allows for one press and easy alignment. And one of the benefits to using these screen printed numbers that you see here in my picture, I don't know if you can tell, but on that green shirt in the photograph, we did a double digit, or a two color number. It's a double digit, but it's also two colors, gold with a white outline. And we did that in one application. So with only one press of your heat press, we did a name and a double-digit number that had two colors. Okay, this is the beauty of using the screen-printed transfer numbers. So this is the basics for the players on the field. This is the basics for their uniform. But let's get a little bit more detailed because, frankly, this day and age, you can get as complicated with a football jersey as you want to get. Now, 10 years ago, this was a different story. But if you've ever joined me for one of my webinars, I have always encouraged all of you to think outside the box, think outside of the norm, get creative. One of the most beautiful things about what we do in our industry is we are the creators. We are the ones inspiring our customers with new ideas and new concepts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some ideas here of different things you can do on a jersey on this slide here. Now, this is an example of somebody who's gone the extra mile and done all of the extra little bits and pieces you can possibly do on a jersey. But the whole concept here is I'm just trying to give you some ideas. I'm trying to show you that this can go beyond just a plain old logo on the front, number on the back. So just to go over this, you can go basic or you can go all the way to the pro level. You can get as complicated as your customer wants to get. And bear in mind, you increase the apparel value with the extra printing. Okay, by adding all those little extra bits and pieces, you are increasing the value of that apparel and you're increasing the amount of money you can charge for it. Now, later in the webinar, I'm going to show you that the example on my screen right now with Mr. Osborne here in his jersey, I'm going to show you that this example was very cost effective because we used our gang sheets to accomplish it. All right. Now, you'll notice that we've got optional logos on either side. We've got a flag print on the sleeves. We've got a small version of the mascot both on the football player's thigh as well as at the top left, left as we're looking at it, his right, if you were wearing it. The top of his jersey's got his cardinal up there as well. You've got shoulder numbers, which are easy to accomplish, okay, with our 4-inch champ numbers. You've got the team captain print. That's just a letter C that we did with our peel and press letters. It was easy to buy a pack of peel and press letters and just stick a letter C at the top there. You've got the team name. You've got his front number. And then you've got his player name and his back number as well on the other side. So what you see here is a real nice decked out jersey. And again, this is as complicated as you want it to be. And it can be as detailed as your customer wants it to get. It looks very professional. It looks slick. And again, think outside the box. Don't go with the norm just because a team has had it that way for years, or just because they always ask for that. Or the whole idea is for you out there who's listening to offer your customers other ideas, other options. When you get their creative juices flowing, you don't know what they could want to add or change or do. So the whole concept here is just to think outside the box. Oh, and lest I forget here, the bottom middle, you actually see an example of a customized shoe. One of the things we've began to do in the last year, if you've joined me before, you've heard about it. We have a shoe platen now that allows you to press on the sides of shoes. So not only does number 32, Mr. Osborne, not only does he have the slick-looking jersey with the decked-out Cardinals on the front and on the back and the mascots and his team captain logo, but he's got the customized shoes for the Mentor Cardinals to go along with it. And how clever is that? So definitely something to think about. Now, again, this is another infographic that is available on our social media pages. So do not hesitate to find us on Facebook, Stalls Transfer Express, and you can download this infographic real quick and simple. And it's another great example of just getting some ideas out there. All right, so let's talk about some add-on sales in terms of the uniforms. So again, add-on sales are going above and beyond. All right, so we know that every football team, when they decide to order with you, we know that every football team is going to need a jersey and they're going to need pants. Now, they might not choose to decorate the pants, but that's going to be part of the basic uniform. So add-ons are the things that go above and beyond. For example, gloves. Gloves are a big trend, and I tried to include a picture here of the Seahawks. If you'll notice at the far left, the top picture of the gloves there. The NFL did this concept where when you put your hands together, the two gloves, when you put your hands together, form the team's mascot. Now, that is clever stuff, no matter how you slice it. Definitely clever. All right, and great branding for the teams, too. So the whole idea is, why can't we, as the imprinting community, why can't we replicate that? So you'll notice the black gloves right underneath the Cardinals. That's what we've done. We've replicated that same concept. Okay. Now, it does take two separate applications to accomplish that, and it require you to press over some seams, so you got to be careful in the process, but it is still very easy to do. One thing to throw out there, though, if you are going to do the whole glove thing or some of these other different add-ons, always make sure to test your material first to make sure it's actually going to apply correctly. So if you're going to apply on a type of material you haven't applied on before, for example, the gloves in the picture here, if you hadn't applied on that kind of glove before, it doesn't hurt you to actually buy an extra pair and test it ahead of time just to make sure it does what you want it to do at the temperature you want to function at. But beyond the gloves, you've also got shoes and socks, I should throw out there. I didn't put it on the bullet points here, but shoes and socks both. With the shoe platen, you're able to apply on the sides of shoes and get that slick look for the football players, but you can also do socks. Our picture here that's in the bottom middle of the blue sock, you'll notice we have a CAD print, actually. That's one of our digital CAD prints that goes up the back of the sock. Another real creative way to get the team name on there. And of course, hand warmers. Hand warmers or hand towels are another item that a lot of football players have, a lot of football players do use. So why not customize it? Why not put the team name? Why not put the league's name or the league's division or 2015 champions or something? There's always something that you can customize on these different items. So definitely something to think about. All right, so let's talk about the players off the field. So we've got their jerseys down, we've got their pants down, and their socks and their shoes and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about some of the other items you can decorate as well. For example, the base layers, just like we talked about earlier, that performance wear that the players have on under the jerseys. There's no reason you can't decorate that because it gives them something else to wear in terms of team pride, and it gives them something fun to wear that's got the team name on it. All right. T-shirts, of course, if you're not going to do performance wear as their underlayer, T-shirts work as well. Hoodies, of course. Every team needs hoodies, and what high schooler does not love hoodies? Still super popular. Shorts, of course, shorts and sweatpants, still very popular. And you've got the basic jerseys. Sometimes it's fun to get the players those porthole mesh jerseys, the ones that you don't necessarily play in, the jerseys that are just for show, like you see the Bayside Tigers on the far right there. Those can also be practice jerseys, of course, but they can also be fashion. They can also be something the players can wear off the field. So these are just some ideas of designs that you can do for the players off the field. Now, they can be as complicated or as simple as you want them to be. And here's what I would challenge you, actually. On the slide prior to this, we were looking at the player, number 32, Osborne, who had a couple Cardinals on his shirt. He had the word Cardinals on his jersey. It would be very easy for you to actually do a gang sheet of the design for Mentor Cardinals. And for the fan wear, you leave the Mentor Cardinals together with the Cardinal head. You leave it just that way. But then you can cut it apart and have the Cardinal and have the word Cardinals. You can have it all separate pieces, cut it apart when you're actually doing the jersey. So you're repurposing the transfers that you got for the players and using it for the fan wear. All sorts of different ways you can use those transfers, all sorts of different items you can press on. But the whole point here is to not forget the players off the field. Remember that whether it's a rec league or it's a football or it's a high school league or especially a college league, there are all sorts of reasons for them to wear their football, their colors or their football team's name, that kind of stuff. And very popular, super duper popular. All right, so let's get beyond the players here. Let's talk about the coaches and the staff. Now, the coaches and the staff, this is a certain genre of garment. You're going to use mostly polo shirts. You're going to see some jackets, hats, visors especially, are very popular, and then shorts or sweatpants. So now these are the comfortable clothes that the coach is going to wear on the sidelines. Some teams look a little bit more professional with the khakis and the polo. Other teams, a little bit more casual with the shorts and the t-shirt. What is crazy popular, though, in this genre right now is the performance wear concept. Now, it's a little bit different than the performance wear that the players are wearing. The performance wear the players are wearing, that can sometimes have some spandex in it. That can be very tight. The performance wear that you would get for a coach is not going to be skin tight. It's still going to be worn close to the skin because the whole concept is to wick sweat away, of course, but it's going to be a little bit more loosely worn. And the example here, the polo shirt that you see on the far left, as well as the green t-shirt and the black t-shirt, these are all examples of performance wear, actually, different kinds of performance wear. So it's 100% polyester. It wicks away the sweat just like all other performance wear, but we've decorated it for the coaches. And again, if you're going to apply on performance wear, our elastiprints are the best item to use because they do not scorch or burn the performance wear. But that being said, beyond the performance wear, you've got a couple other items. For example, at the far right-hand side there, I have a picture of a green windbreaker. The green windbreaker there is another great example. Coach jackets. As a matter of fact, in some of the garment wholesalers out there, you'll actually find a genre of windbreaker called a coach's jacket. Sometimes they're pullovers, sometimes they have the full zip. If you're going to do a full zipper windbreaker, it's actually incredibly easy to just cut the transfer. A lot of times people ask us, well, do you have to make it with the cut or do I have to cut it with a pair of scissors? If you're going to apply on either side of a zipper, you can actually cut the transfers with your own pair of scissors there at home. It's very easy to do. Some people do like to leave a little bit of space for themselves. For example, in our Tigers windbreaker, this person would have actually put a space when they were doing this design. They would have put a little bit of a space between the G and the E so they could actually cut it with a pair of scissors and not worry about nicking the letters. But these are just some examples of like coach garments, you'll notice that, of course, all of them, they're very simple. There's not artwork all over them. As a matter of fact, a lot of the coach apparel, you're looking at just a left chest. You're not actually looking at a full front all the time. What's nice about this is when it's a left chest design, like you see on some of these polo shirts, when it's a left chest, you can easily do a gang sheet without a problem. So the coach gear is very easy to accomplish, very easy to do. All right, let's talk about fans. Fans are even more of a general category because fans can go a ton of different directions. Fans can be a variety of different apparel. This can all come down to how popular is football in your area. How popular is it? If you have a diehard football community, then things like baby gear, okay, like you see at the very bottom right corner, bibs, onesies, that kind of stuff. If you have a diehard football community, some of that baby gear is super, super popular, and it is very, very trendy right now to do that. Or you can keep it simple with the t-shirts, but again, think beyond just regular t-shirts. Don't just get the plain white t-shirt. Get something different. If you're going to do ladies wear, then buy a ladies cut t-shirt, buy a baby doll style tee. If you're going to do t-shirts for guys, then go beyond the plain white t-shirt and get something with stripes. Get a ringer tee, something different. The whole concept right now, if you're going to keep people's attention, if you're going to actually sell the garments, you need to have something that gets people's attention and sets it apart from everything else. So even something as simple as a ringer tee, like you see the little boy on the far left there, the little boy on the far left is wearing a style of ringer tee that's got the blue armbands and the blue collar there. That's perfect. That's a great example of keeping it fresh, getting it out there, something different that people will notice. And of course, the ladies' Panther tee at the middle on the right-hand side, that's another great example because it's something that's very popular right now. It's got the ladies cut to it. It's also got the deep V-neck. This is something that women will buy. This is something that women will enjoy. And because it's got their son's team on it or their brother's team on it, something to that effect, very popular add-on football sale. And of course, the cinch sacks that I have at the top there, the top right. What's funny about these cinch sacks, though, honestly, these could actually be an item for the football players, too. The football players themselves always need something to carry around their change of clothing in, carry around deodorant, cologne, that kind of stuff, just the extras that they got to drag to and from. So actually, the cinch sacks, you could almost call that fan wear, or you could call it for the players, too. It sort of goes both ways. But again, the whole idea here is that we're trying to think of creative ways to outfit the fans, and the fans are going to get their attention when you do something different. So these are the things that I'm showing you here on the slide is something different. Now, can you decorate just a plain t-shirt? Yeah, of course you can. You're not going to be able to charge quite as much for it. It's not going to get quite as much attention. So what we're trying to do is show you the options outside of just the plain t-shirts. Now, if you live any place like Cleveland, now I love Cleveland, I love my hometown, but frankly, the weather can be incredibly unpredictable. When football season rolls around, you could go to a football game on a day where it's scorching heat, and then you can go to another game a week later and it's snowing and nasty outside. Welcome to Cleveland. But the idea here is that depending on what the weather is like in your area, you need to think of team wear for all sorts of different weather types. All right. If your area is hot and sunny and nice during football season, then you're going to want to focus on caps, t-shirts, shorts. Applying transfers on the leg of shorts, very simple. If it's cloudy and cooler, then you don't want to go the full-blown blanket direction. You could just do something simple like hoodies and sweatpants. Okay, two very popular team items. Now, if you do have cold and snow, that's when you get gloves. That's when you get scarves. And here's the good news. A couple years back, it would have been much harder to find the blanks to heat press on scarves, gloves, that kind of stuff, blankets too, for that matter. But the last couple years here, the garment warehouses out there are making these items a lot more easy to find and a lot cheaper for that matter too. So it is very easy to find scarves, gloves, blankets, umbrellas for you to impress on these days. Very, very easy. And like I said, umbrellas, another great item there. It is worth noting that if you are going to do an umbrella, make sure to check and see if it is nylon, because if so, you're going to want to go the direction of our CAD prints, like you see on the Bengal Tough umbrella down there at the bottom. And I should throw out there, if you look at the very bottom right corner of this slide, you will notice a visor with a letter B on it. That B has been done in rhinestones. The perfect fan wear for mom, for sister, for grandma, rhinestones. Why not? You can get the team mascot done for fan wear. You can get the school letters done in the rhinestones. You'll notice, like I said, it's just the letter B with a couple lines. We've got two different colors going on there. You got the crystal clear, and then you've got the gold metal, it looks like. So definitely some fun stuff you can do. If you're interested in the whole rhinestone concept, do not hesitate to hit us up, and we will be happy to talk about the quotes and the pricing for all that good stuff. All right. So beyond just the regular apparel for fans, there's still other fun things that you can do. Lawn chairs, for example. Now, this is one that takes a little bit more looking around to accomplish, but they are out there. And here's the good news. These fold-up director's chairs, some places call them, or just plain old lawn chairs, they generally are easy to impress on. It just comes down to figuring out where they want the actual design to go and getting it off of the frame to be able to do so. In the picture here, we've got Marshall Rams, excuse me, at the top right of the slide there, you've got the Marshall Rams logo. Now, it was very simple for us to slip that back, the actual area where your back is against. It was very easy for us to slip the frame out of that back area and lay it on our heat press and press it. It's a little bit more time consuming, of course, because then you got to slip the frame back into it, but not a big deal. Now, of course, rally towels, super popular. And the good news is those are also getting much easier to find now that the whole rally towel concept is even more popular and starting to spread across the country. Very easy to find cheap rally towels, and it's a great item. They're very cost effective. So you put a simple one color transfer on there, or again, repurpose the transfers you bought for the team, buy some extra ones for the team, and you can slap them on the rally towels. Or along that same train of thought, why not do replica jerseys? That's the best way. What mom is not going to want a replica jersey of her son's jersey with his number and his name on the back, but instead of an actual football jersey, it's that replica style. Definitely a fun concept. And again, something that's getting much more cost effective in our industry to accomplish. But beyond these items, there's even more that I don't have pictured actually on the slide. You can do banners, you can do window clings, you can do flags, you can do stadium cushions. Actually, one that I don't even have listed that's super popular too is the concept of window decals. You've probably seen these things somewhere where you're at, where you've got the team name on the back of mom's minivan in the back window there. We can accomplish that too. So these are all different items that you can easily take the same piece of artwork, the same design that you did for the players, and just reuse it for other purposes. Powder puff. Now, it's funny because the first year that our high school did powder puff, it didn't have a lot of money. It wasn't something they invested a lot of money into. The girls just got T-shirts. They didn't actually make them football jerseys, if I recall. But the next couple years after that, powder puff football in our high school became a really big deal. Really big deal. I think it was just the fun for the families to go out there and see the cheerleaders playing football as opposed to the boys on the field. So powder puff is one of those concepts that has taken the country by storm, and high schools across the country are doing this. I've even seen a couple colleges that have fun with a powder puff football deal. Or even just plain old flag football also. But the whole concept is you can, of course, go beyond just the T-shirts. You can do replica jerseys like you see the girl on the far right there with the pink jersey. You can get that style of jersey. Or just plain old T-shirts works as well, because generally the powder puff tends to be only 1 or 2 games. So definitely another fun thing that people do enjoy getting the imprinted sportswear for. So when you secure the business for a team, for an actual football team, the next question would be, hey, do you need powder puff stuff too? All right, so we've talked about the players, we've talked about their fans. What about the other people? Game day staff, for example. Depending on where you're at, of course, you've got the high schools and the schools and the convocation centers, the stadiums, that kind of stuff that have a parking staff. why not make sure it's for the parking staff? Why not have something to advertise the school, to put the school spirit right out there? Or, of course, the concession staff, where they've got their order pads and their pencils and all that good stuff, their pens. They have the little utility aprons like you see in the picture here, umbrellas, different hats, signage, banners, that kind of stuff. These are all items that the local staff, the game day staff, needs. And of course, we can go the direction of plain old t-shirts as well. The gentleman in the picture on the left there, you can see a plain old t-shirt, not a problem. But again, this is just another option. This is another dimension that tends to be forgotten. Cheerleaders. You can spend more money on the cheerleaders than you do on the football team sometimes, I think. The cheerleading apparel is a whole different breed of animal. And again, we've got a great infographic you can see on this page. You can get it on Facebook, the Stalls Transfer Express Facebook page. So cheerleading apparel comes down to the tops, the skirt, the jackets, the warm-ups, the cinch sacks, the flags, the stickers for the megaphones. It's incredible. It is almost staggering, the cheerleading business you can do. There are customers whose whole business revolves around cheerleading. So don't think simple. When you get the chance to do a football team, make sure you secure the cheerleading business too, because this is a whole different breed. You can, of course, use the same artwork that you use for the football players, but generally speaking, the cheerleaders tend to have their own design altogether. If not something totally different than the school mascot with some pom-poms. And again, some fun numbers on that infographic that you can download off our website, or off our Facebook page, rather. Sorry about that. 62% of cheerleaders play a second sport. Think about that for a second. 62% of cheerleaders play a second sport. This means that those cheerleaders, they do need warm-ups. They're going to pay for the warm-up pants and the warm-up jackets because they do more than just cheer. They're on cross country. They're on track. Okay, so definitely a different market altogether, the cheerleading, and it's fun because it comes right hand in hand with the football players. So all sorts of different items you can do for the cheerleaders, and I have to say that this is where the shoe platen can be even more fun, even if the players don't customize their shoes. Doing color-coded Keds for the cheerleaders, that is a lot of fun, and I'll up you one notch there. If you're going to do the whole KED concept for the cheerleaders, you can actually apply our rhinestone transfers to them. Now, of course, the rhinestones, if you start kicking and all that kind of stuff, it's possible to scrape a rhinestone right off there, but that goes for any transfer you'd put on a shoe. But doing some blinged out shoes, definitely a fun concept, or just rhinestones in general. When you're doing cheerleading apparel, we have a bunch of different options in terms of bling. We've got the foil, we've got the glitter, we've got the rhinestones, all sorts of fun stuff. What about the band? Now, I will fully admit that I did not play football in high school. I did the music side of it. Yep, I admit it. And let's not forget about the band. These are guys that are going to be out there in the elements as well, guys and gals. So let's not forget them. They also need t-shirts, or if it's going to be cruddy outside, they need windbreakers. If you're going to go nicey nice, we could do polo shirts. It's always nice to have a banner too, and of course, tuba covers. Yeah, you heard me. Tuba covers. It's another fun idea. Hey, every tuba has a cover on it when you're in a marching band, so why not customize that tuba cover? It's the same fabric you already heat press on. It just goes on a tuba instead of a human body. So definitely some fun ideas for the band. And again, this can be simple because you're using the same artwork you used for the team. If you already did a left chest design for the team, maybe you were putting it on the actual leg of the football uniform, or maybe it was a left chest that you were using for the coach. It's simple to use the same left chest for the band, just cut the word coach off. My point being, you can get multiple uses out of these designs. All right, so do you need artwork? Do you have the ideas? You have a team that walks in, but they're not sure what design they want. They have a mascot, but they don't know how they want to put the mascot together with everything else. Well, have no fear. EasyView is here. Our EasyView online designer is easy to use. It's basically a junior version of graphic design software that we've preloaded with 5,000 designs, 7,000 clip arts, 120 fonts, all for the sake of you putting your football gear and your other stuff together right there on the website. You design it, you put in a quantity, you put in your colors, and you order it right there on the website. Beyond that, though, you see on my pictures that I've given you here, you can do more than just order it. You can actually preview what it's going to look like on a t-shirt. You realize what you can do with that, right? You can easily put a design together and then use that preview feature to make a flyer for the high school to show them what you can make. So show them the spirit wear, the fan wear, the cheerleading wear. You can make up flyers. As a matter of fact, I believe I have that. Here we go. On the very next slide. Use EasyView to make quick and simple sales flyers. All right. This is a great option. Okay. You can, of course, always offer the spirit wear and the fan wear all year long, or all season long, rather. But it's great to get those orders in advance by coming up with an order form or a sales flyer. All right. We've got examples and templates of these right on our website at transferexpress.com under our learning and education section, help and education, rather. So definitely check it out. We've got a whole bunch of different flyer ideas for you there. And again, this is just to help you drum up business. This is for no other reason than to help you get your sales out there. And using our EasyView, you can get the samples of what the artwork will look like, so you have something cool to make the flyer with. One of our best kept secrets, and it's not really a secret, but it's always funny who hasn't heard of this before. One of the best secrets to how to make a nice amount of money for any school during their sports season is using custom clip arts. Custom clip arts are when you have a piece of clip art that is special to your school. For example, here in the picture, we've got the letter B for local private school, Benedictine. This B with the crown in it, this is special to Benedictine. It's not going to be in our it's not going to be in EasyView. It's not going to be in our idea book. But I'm going to need to use that B on the football jerseys and the coach shirts and the spirit shirts and the cheerleaders. I don't want to have to pay custom pricing every time I use that letter B. So you can send us this artwork. You can save this as a custom clip art. It'll cost either $15 or $60, depending on if we have done the artwork for you in the past. And the best part is we load that custom clip art into EasyView for you and only you as your own personal clip art. So now you can use that school's mascot, that school's logo, anytime you want for the cheaper easy print pricing. Saves you a whole bunch of time, saves you a whole bunch of money, and you get to use it in EasyView. You don't get a better deal than that. So if you're interested in custom clip arts, if you do a lot of school business, please do ask us about it next time you call us. All right, so I mentioned this earlier, and I hope everybody stuck around here so you can see the example of what I'm talking about. A lot of the designs that you've seen throughout the webinar that we've done here, a lot of these designs are small. They're not all these massive 11 by 11 transfers. Even the big ones are 11 by 6.5 or 6 inches tall. What we've done, the whole reason for it, is doing a gang sheet. All right. We chose the designs we did, the rectangular designs, because we can easily produce this gang sheet here. Now, a gang sheet means you are taking our piece of paper, which is 11.25 by 14, and you are filling it up with as much stuff as you can. See, you pay for each piece of paper, so why not maximize the size? Why not get as much stuff on there as you can? And you literally do not pay a single cent extra for filling up that sheet of paper. Yeah, that's right. So this gang sheet that you're looking at here on this slide, you can print 6 items with this one sheet. All right. All of that stuff on that gang sheet, you can use those transfers, and it's going to take you a minute to cut it all apart with scissors, sure, but look at how much money you're saving by cramming all this on one sheet. You can do a t-shirt, a cap, a pair of shorts, a polo shirt left chest, a can cooler, and a pair of winter gloves, all with this one gang sheet. All right, here's the catch. Remember, the sheet is 11.25 by 14, and when you're picking out your designs, make them as rectangular as possible. You're going to want to find designs that are tall and skinny or short and wide. All right. And keep in mind, too, sometimes you do have to reduce the sizes a little bit. There's plenty of times customers will want to put a full front and some smaller left chests on the same piece of paper. But if you're using the standard sizes, it doesn't always fit. So sometimes you do have to shrink things by a quarter of an inch and a half an inch. But bear in mind, in the end, shrinking something by half an inch, your customer is probably not going to notice a half an inch, and it's going to save you a ton of money in the end. One of the tools that we have at transferexpress.com to help make your life just a little bit easier is our number calculator. If you're trying to figure out how many numbers your team needs, you've got the individual player numbers, or you know that it's just a range of 1 through 20, whatever the case may be, when you're doing numbers for either a team or a league, we have a whole bunch of different number calculator options available for you. And it's easy just to go to transferexpress.com and go to the names and numbers section. You can easily find the numbers calculator there. In that section, we will tell you exactly how many packs you need, and we'll do you one better. We'll tell you if you can save money by using our express packs, which are enough numbers to do one team, 1 to 15, or our number kits, which can do 15 teams, 1 through 15. So our number calculators will help break down everything for you. It just makes your life a little bit easier, again, by going to transferexpress.com and finding the name and number section. All right. So I mentioned this earlier. I told you guys that if you're trying to make some profits with your fan wear, with your team wear, you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to do something else. Now, earlier we talked about doing something different with the garments, doing different kinds of garments, but you can do more than just that. Get creative with designs, with phrases. Think edgy, okay? Think different. You're trying to create a buzz. You're trying to create a design that's going to get people to talk. You want to create some kind of demand, all right? Unique replica jerseys for fans. We talked about this earlier. Find out who the star of the team is and do their nickname and number on a fan jersey. It's another fun example. All right. And of course, offering customization on site with the peel and press letters. We have been selling our peel and press letters for, gosh, it's got to be going on 15 years at this point. The peel and press letters, the whole concept is that you buy a pack of these peel and press letters. You get sheets of the alphabet. You can peel the letters off the paper, line them up, cover them up with a sheet of paper, and press them. And the beautiful thing is they're screen print, just like everything else we do. It's not vinyl. It's not anything that feels or looks any different. It looks exactly the same because it is screen printing. So you can easily do screen printed names on site at a football game or a tournament using our peel and press letters. It's a great add-on sale, too, if you're looking for profits, because the peel and press letters, they're sold in packs of $24 for a couple hundred letters. And if you think about it, you can easily say for an extra $2 per name, I can put little Timmy's name on his replica jersey, that kind of thing. So just some ideas to get out there. And again, we encourage you to get the creative juices flowing. Think up something different. One of the most fun things for me about having all of our customers out there placing orders on EasyView is we get to see the creative things that you guys make every day. And it is really amazing. Some of the creative, some of the crazy, the sayings, the artwork, the different things that you guys put together using our EasyView every day. It really is inspiring. So think outside the box, everybody. Look through what's on EasyView and put it together. Come up with something creative. Poof! So there you have it. We did about 45 minutes there with our little technical snafu at the beginning. We didn't do half bad, guys. I hope you got a lot of information out of today. I hope you found something useful. I know football season isn't something that everybody clamors around, but it's still a great way to make some money in our industry. So be sure to check out the recording of the webinar, or you can get a copy of the webinar slides also by going to transferexpress.com/webinars. If you have questions or you have ideas, please shoot us an email, info@transferexpress.com, and I really encourage you to check out our blog. If you liked any of the infographics that we had during our webinar today, they are all on our blog, and they're on our social media Like us, Stalls Transfer Express. We have our very own Facebook page now, manned by our marketing team. And as always, I encourage you to join me next month. Next month on September 10th, we will do 5 reasons to heat print even if you screen print. This is one of those questions. This is one of those topics that screen printers always ask us. If I screen print, why should I use your screen printed transfers? Well, we're going to give you 5 reasons that you can't argue with. So be sure to check us out next month. Join me September 10th at 2 p.m. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of your day. And thank you so much for coming today, guys.